NJPW Academy at the LA Dojo. Looking to start your journey or add to your existing knowledge? NJPW Academy is the place to be. There's only one place to get New Japan strong, and that's the NJPW Academy. Head to NJPW1972.com for more information.
I want you for NJPW Academy.
Welcome everyone to the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy Showcase 4. We are here in Southern California in the LA Dojo. I'm Marc Wazacha. This is Jordan Castle. We are thrilled to be reunited as your commentary team for this new and very special Academy Showcase card.
Marc Wazacha, it's always very special here in the LA Dojo. Dreams chased, destinies realized for NJPW Academy graduates, old and new alike. But that's not all. We have some members of the New Japan Strong roster, including one half of TMDK's IWGP Tag Team Champions, NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions, hysterical Shane Haste, again head-to-head with advanced coach here at NJPW Academy, Mr. No Days Off, Fred Rosser. Hot off his 5-0 streak in the Strong Survivor Showcase, it's Matt Vandagriff, and I'm excited for this one. In her U.S. debut, Japanese sensation, Stardom Zone, Hanako. All of that and so much more here tonight, free on YouTube.
Careers will begin on this card today. Dreams will be realized. Let's go to ringside and our ring announcer, Takara Shibata.
第1試合タッグマッチ30分一本勝負を行います。
It's time to go to work.
We're starting this event with tag team action, Jordan.
Teacher and student joining forces here in our opening contest.
赤コーナー185センチ81キロチエグザイルダンテグリフィス185センチ108キロミスターノーデイズオフウィットロッサー
Not just any teacher, he's the head trainer here at the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy at the LA Dojo. Fred Rosser is
Head of the advanced coach. He's no stranger to the Academy Showcase. You've seen him pick up wins against students Buck Skinner and Shaheen in the past, but teaming with one of his students for the very first time ever.
teaming with a new graduate, Dante Griffith. Here come their opponents.
They got matching hats. Someone who is no stranger to tag team competition, Marc Wazacha. The gold says as much. One half of the IWGP Tag Team Champions, one half of the NJPW Strong Tag Team Champions. TMDK's own Shane Haste joining forces tonight with Rico, the certified stunner.
That's a lot of gold around that waist. These two men have not teamed though before. We've got two first-time teams in this opening tag team matchup. The dynamics are going to be very interesting here.
Strong roster member and Academy graduate alike. A very, very interesting dichotomy.
Our corner, 180センチ、81キロ、サティファイドストナー、Rico! TMDK 第104代アイドル GB タッグチームチャンピオン並びに第7代ストーン無差別級タッグチームチャンピオンヒステリカルシェイン・ヘイスター
Shane Haste has all the possible tag team gold you can hold in New Japan Pro Wrestling in his weight class, but not with his partner today, Rico. It's of course with his partner Mikey Nichols in TMDK.
And it begs the question, Marc
レフェリー
Wazacha.
チャド・リコ
Shane Haste, clearly a great tag team wrestler, but will that translate to an unfamiliar partner here tonight? Referee Chad Rico set to officiate the action. Always such an exciting time here in the LA Dojo at an Academy showcase, both for graduates, new and old alike, returning to the dojo, competing in the dojo for the very first time ever. It is a special, special night for these athletes, and frankly, for the likes of Haste and Rosser.
There is nothing quite like these Academy Showcase anywhere else in professional wrestling. And Academy Showcase number 4 is officially underway in Southern California's LA Dojo. Here we go.
Rosser and Haste getting things started off. These two no strangers to each other. The first time that Shane Haste and TMDK captured tag team gold, it was defeating Fred Rosser and Filthy Tom Lawler in a 4-way tag team match back at Windy City Riot. Clearly Shane Haste hasn't forgotten that. He wants no part of Fred Rosser, at least here in the early going.
Yeah, and one of the things I was curious about, Jordan, going into this is who was going to start for each team. Was it going to be the veterans? Was it going to be the rookies? Haste seemed like he was going to start off for his side, but tagged out quickly. Rico in the ring now.
It's all about mind games with Shane Haste. Clearly with Rico too, mouthing off to his trainer.
He does not lack for confidence. But the head trainer, Fred Rosser, with a shoulder tackle, teach him a lesson.
Well, you gotta think there's a...
Wait a second.
Well, he said he's the hardest man in wrestling. I mean... What? He says words, not mine. And Fred Rosser is a handful. That is 5-on-2 right there.
That got personal fast.
I mean, listen, think about it. You're Fred Rosser, you're the advanced coach. For the last 2.5 months, you have done everything you can to mold Rico into the best version of himself. And now, in the opening moments of this contest, he disrespects you, he mouths off to you. My God.
We have seen, look at this unloading in the corner.
Listen to this unloading.
We have seen Fred Rosser on other Academy showcases against students he has trained in camp. We've never seen him like this, though. He took great offense to that disrespect from Rico.
Yeah, there was a healthy level of respect between Rosser and Shane, Rosser and Buck Skinner. Hell, he joined us on commentary at one point back in the Academy showcase.
But the corner.
This is another level, catching the boot. And a big clothesline here. Rico may have bitten off a little more than he can chew here tonight.
You know, Rico, he started his career as a luchador under a mask, but he ended up getting rid of the mask because he said, why hide a face like this when it can make you so much money? I think that tells you everything you need to know about how he sees himself.
He is a high school triathlete, football, swimming, and wrestling. But right now he is in very, very deep water against Fred Rosser, the advanced coach, who lands a gnarly backbreaker.
And look where his eyes went. Rosser's eyes into the corner, into the blue corner where Shane Haste is demurring away.
Now tagging in Dante Griffith, his fellow Jersey boy, 2 New Jersey natives. And look at this, Marc Wazacha. A little bit of a throwback to former tag team partner Titus O'Neil, I believe. Into the cover, only a 2.
Welcome Dante Griffith to New Japan Pro Wrestling Rings.
Dante Griffith telling us earlier on tonight that he grew up loving New Japan Pro Wrestling. He remembers, oh, hold on, looking for the leg lock here.
Yeah.
Perhaps looking for that excommunicado, but Rico wisely doing everything he can to evade, telling us about how he snuck down to his living room as a young man to watch Wrestle Kingdom 9 against his parents' wishes, how it inspired him to become a wrestler, how it inspired him to wrestle here in New Japan.
He was up all day. They didn't start till 2 a.m. his time, East Coast time. He said his dad got up for work at 6 a.m. and said, what the hell are you doing? Still awake watching TV.
What the hell are you doing, Rico? Very crafty evasion, but getting caught in a leg lock here. Dante Griffith knows he can't win the matchup from outside the ring, knows he can't win the matchup under the ropes, but no doubt trying to soften Rico up for that excommunicado.
This is everything to Dante Griffith and so many of the other wrestlers on this Academy showcase today. The opportunity to wrestle right here on top of that lion mark in the middle of the logo here for the Academy. It's so special.
Influenced by the likes of Murafuji and Kurt Angle, Bryan Danielson, current IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Tetsuya Naito. Dante Griffith wants to reach the, oh come on! I was gonna say wants to reach the level of prestige of some of his heroes, some of his idols right now, but Rico with the flagrant disrespect, raking at the face, doing everything he can to stop that. Maybe they can pile driver here, but Rico lands on his feet, back body drop. No, thinking sunset flip. Rico maintains a vertical base, but hurts his hand in the process.
Oh, here we go.
Up. Yeah, and a kick out. But Dante Griffith so wise beyond his years, it speaks to the training of the likes of coaches like Fred Rosser. No wasted motion, staying right on top of Rico. Again, going for that excommunicado.
Outstanding grappling. He just doesn't want to get rid of it, give up that leg, and he hasn't been. Rico has not been able to get back up to a vertical base.
They say if you're cocky, you got to be able to back it up, that it's not cockiness if you can back it up, and perhaps that's the case with Rico. He mouthed off to Fred Rosser in the early going, but he has wrestled a very impressive match thus far. A defensive match, but an impressive match all the same.
And is Shane Haste deciding he's going to slide in and take a turn finally in this match? Shane Haste is not a coach at this academy.
No.
He is not a trainer at this academy. He may have a slightly different attitude than the rest of these trainers that we see on this card here today.
Yeah, we spoke to it with Zane J and Bad Dude Tito in the main event of NJPW Academy Showcase 3. There is no sentimentality for Shane Haste in the way there may be for Fred Rosser. If anything, it's the opposite. He wants to teach these guys a lesson, initiate them. But Dante Griffith is not going to go quietly into the night, looking for the excommunicado on Haste now.
Yeah, went back to that leg again, this time on Haste, but Haste with that superior experience.
Oh! Gnarly kick to the neck.
Sort of a PK to the almost to the back of the damn head.
And listen, Mark, I'm not saying this isn't an important opportunity for Haste. It always is, especially looking for momentum. Hold on. Again, excommunicado attempted. And Dante Griffith keeps going back to this well, Mark. Do you think this is a wise strategy?
Haste is trying to get to the ropes just like Rico did. I mean, I think that he feels confident.
And he makes it to the ropes. He forces the break.
I think he feels confident if he can lock this, if he can get it, he can win this match, and thus he's going back to a move that he trusts and knows well.
As they say, it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oftentimes we talk about, oftentimes we see at these Academy showcases the moment getting the better of some of these athletes, feeling overwhelmed by this opportunity. That is not the case here with Griffith. He has waited and worked for and earned this opportunity, and he is taking advantage of every second of it.
He has never known life without wrestling. His earliest memories were watching wrestling on Friday nights and getting beat up by his brothers.
Oh, talk about getting beat up. That's not his brother. That's Shane Haste taking Fred Rosser out for good measure, and another nasty kick to the neck.
We're talking about the lessons that a veteran with somebody like the attitude of Shane Haste wants to teach a newcomer like Dante Griffith, right? There's a gatekeeper role that a guy like Shane Haste sees himself as being in this type of situation. This is my ring, this is my company, this is my industry, and you don't belong here, kid.
Taking things to the outside. We know we have a 20 count here on the outside. Really zeroing in on the neck of Dante Griffith here.
Yeah, let's see where that's going to lead. I know one thing about Shane Haste. He does not, you know, he's got this sort of cocky, cavalier attitude. It almost makes you think he's just flying by the seat of his pants. Absolutely not. He's calculating all of the time.
Underestimate Shane Haste at your own risk. In comes Rico. We talked about how well or how not well they would potentially work as a tag team due to that lack of experience and familiarity, but working like a well-oiled machine here.
Yeah, I mean, both Rosser and Haste, as we well noted here, are tag team veterans. They're active in tag teams right now, just not with these partners. And Rosser went out of his way, by the way, to choose Dante Griffith out of this class. This is who he wanted to team with. As he comes in, tries to hype him up. Yeah, come on, kid.
That is very uncharacteristic of Fred Rosser, a very honorable, very respectful competitor. Rico pissed him off in the early going. Shane Haste pissed him off even more with the cheap shot. This is a determined Mr. No Days Off as Rico gets the shoulders down. Kick out for Griffith.
Speaking of Mr. No Days Off, Shane Haste has been taunting Fred
Cover
Rosser.
once again.
Shane Haste has been taunting Fred Rosser, saying maybe probably you should take a day off. You should take this day off. Don't show up to the Academy showcase. There wasn't a chance that Fred Rosser was going to do that.
No, we will see both Haste and Rosser in action in Washington, D.C. August 30th, exclusively on New Japan World, when New Japan Strong presents Capital Collision. Of course, Haste and Nichols defending the Strong Openweight Tag Team titles against Hechicero and Virus of CMLL. Fred Rosser teaming with Dirty Work Tag Team partner Filthy Tom Lawler. Cover here from Haste. Kick out Griffith in a grudge match against rivals the West Coast Wrecking Crew. So both men looking for some much-wanted momentum heading into DC.
A couple fantastic tag team matches already announced for that card. We'll have a lot more on that card later tonight.
Dante Griffith with a series of chops to Shane Haste. Very loud, seemingly hard chops. They barely had an effect on Haste. If anything, it fired him up. It made him smile.
If you got points for the most
Cover
tags.
from Rico, broken up by Rosser. Again, entering illegally.
Kick out.
Very
10 minutes have passed.
uncharacteristic
10
marks.
minutes.
Talking about a trash, Rosser is so frustrated. This is unlike him.
Ray Rico
In this setting where he's usually in control. This is his academy.
This is his home. Do you think this was wise of Ray Rico? Did he take Fred Rosser off his game, or did he just piss him off even more? It's a very delicate game you play if you're the certified stunner.
Well, and the best thing that Rico and Haste have been able to do is keep Dante Griffith in the ring and mostly on their side of the ring. He has not been able to tag Rosser. Rosser has not been back in since the start of the match.
Talk about great tag team wrestling. They are cutting the ring off, keeping Griffith in their corner. Ray Rico perhaps calling for the end here off the ropes. Oh, no, Dante evades, and it is now or never, Marc. The Exile needs to make that tag.
But he's bleary-eyed. He was reaching for the blue corner. He was reaching for Shane Haste. There he sees it now.
He sees Rosser, but right now, inches feel like miles for Dante Griffith. Can he make it? Ray Rico's looking for Haste.
Both men going for a tag. Rico got there first. Haste is going to come off, and Dante Griffith is trapped once again.
No, Griffith lands on his feet. Griffith ducks. Back suplex on his own. Come on, kid.
He's got to get there now. He's got to get there now. He's got to get this tag.
The LA Dojo willing him on. Fred Rosser is reaching. Can he make it? He
There we go.
does!
And let's see it. Let's see Rosser and Haste one-on-one. Oh, Rico's getting some too.
I believe we call that a receipt to Ray Rico here.
Fred Rosser is fired up.
A little bit of tough love. And now shades of Windy City Riot. Again, both men looking for momentum. Heading into August 30th in Washington, D.C. New Japan Strong Capital Collision. And Rosser in like a house of fire.
Fred Rosser is ready to take on Haste and Rico by his damn self on the apron.
Oh my God! Nasty, nasty landing. Back first. Goes hysterical Shane Haste.
He's a former New Japan Strong Open Weight Champion. Here's Fred Rosser, and he's wrestling like a champion here.
And he's taken both of them here, Ray Rico and Shane Haste alike. He has been fuming. He has been boiling on the outside, waiting for this moment, Marc.
Unloaded with the chops, but watch out behind you.
Nasty discus forearm here. Taking Ray Rico outside the ring. Turned his back on Haste for 1 second too long.
That's all it takes with somebody like Haste.
Pops him up and drops him down. Cover. Oh! Two of the absolute best in the world here. Oh, hold on. Looking for the crossface, perhaps? Wearing down at the arm and the shoulder of Haste, trying to soften him up.
Yeah, maybe working his way to that chicken wing STF that he likes to use.
Of course, passed down to him by the legendary Bob Backlund. But Fred Rosser has yet to fully cinch it in here, and Shane Haste is inching towards those ropes. Can he make it, Marc?
Chad Rico, our referee, right in there to make sure everything's happening fair and square.
And he
and Shane
does,
Haste
yes,
does get there.
yes. Forcing the break, and you can tell Rosser is frustrated. He thought that was the end. He thought he had Haste there. Do you think there's a part of Rosser that maybe feels embarrassed in the wake of Windy City Riot that Shane Haste took those strong openweight tag team titles that he felt belonged to him?
Of course. I mean, he's active Rosser and Dirty Tom Lawler, of course, active in the tag team division. That loss has to sting. It's got to be on his mind.
I'll tell you what stings, these flurry of uppercuts from Shane Haste and that big boot from Fred Rosser. Neither man giving an inch here.
Double clothesline, still on their feet.
Still on their feet, but on spaghetti legs. Shane Haste from behind. Falcon Arrow variation, but unable to make the cover, at least immediately.
Big impact, and I see out of the corner of my eye, Rico climbing back up on the apron, and Shane Haste sees it too. He's getting out of there.
Oh, and what would it mean for Rico? Not just to get a win in his New Japan debut, but to do so against his coach.
He said opportunity happens to be his best friend, Rico did. Will opportunity be his best friend right now? The disrespect continues.
But it sounds like he himself feels disrespected. He just ultimately wants his coach to respect him.
Well, I don't know that, frankly, that's the right attitude to have at the New Japan Academy in the LA Dojo.
15 minutes.
It certainly isn't exactly traditional.
And Fred Rosser's asking for it here, suckering Rico in, but Rico with a counter of his own, enziguri kick.
He got a nice piece of it. Rosser, oh!
Curb stomp there.
The certified stunner!
Springboard moonsault, hook of the leg. But Rosser kicks out.
I thought the hardest man in the land was about to pull off the victory there, and what a victory that would be. Fred Rosser's first loss on a New Japan Academy Showcase show if it had happened.
When we talk about how this is the first time we've seen Rosser this angry, this fired up, I really think as he cinches in the crossface here, there's a part of Rico that did this in a calculated sense. He was trying to, dare I say, he may have taken Fred Rosser off of his game here.
Yes, and now he's got Fred Rosser right in the center of the ring.
Hold on, Rosser might tap. To beat him, to pin him is one thing, but to make the coach tap, that's another thing entirely. Rosser with a handful of hair doing everything he can to escape. Desperate times calling for desperate measures, ducking the kick. And now, a torture rack perhaps. Like a sack of potatoes, Rico goes down, and now it is Rosser looking for the tag to Griffith.
Rosser had it with Rico and just tossed him across the ring. Here comes Griffith back in.
Griffith all sorts of fired up off the ropes, but gets caught by Rico looking to steal it. No.
Here from New Jersey, across country. He's 3,000 miles away from home.
Huge knee strike there from Dante Griffith. Rico wasting precious seconds, jaw-jacking with referee Chad Rico. And right now, Wazacha, he is paying the price.
Dante Griffith had plenty of time to rest, recoup on the outside, but he's still clearly smarting from all the punishment he took earlier on in the match. Look at him step up.
He calls that the ODM strike. Will it mean 1, 2? No.
Another close near fall.
Again, Dante Griffith busting out so much of his signature offense, so much that over the course of 3.5 years of training, 2 years of wrestling professionally, has gleaned him victories. Tonight, having no luck against Haste or Rico.
A crowd chanting, "This is awesome" here in the LA Dojo.
Excommunicado cinched in once again, center of the ring, right on the lion mark, right on those letters, NJPW Academy.
He kept going for it. We were asking at one point, is it a mistake that he keeps going for it? But now he's got it locked in.
Rico reaching for the ropes, but wisely, Dante Griffith realizes this, drags him back to the center. Oh no, in comes Haste illegally.
Haste just strolls in. Talk about disrespect.
Cool, calm, and collected, but Dante Griffith is defiant, Marc. He will not go down.
How about that fighting spirit? He didn't want to let go. It took 3 shots from Haste.
He has waited his entire damn life for this opportunity. He's not gonna let Haste take it away from him.
Shane Haste firing away, but Dante Griffith firing back. How about it, kid?
Again, those gnarly uppercuts, a real difference maker for Haste. But perhaps playing a little bit of a possum here. Dante Griffith catches him.
What a moment in the young career of Dante Griffith.
Rosser off the ropes with a huge lariat.
Inside out, upside down, and on the outside of the ring goes Shane Haste. And I bet he feels hysterical right now.
And down come the straps. This can only mean one thing. Dante Griffith looking for the ashes of change. But Rico saw it coming, manages to evade. San Diego driver, his variation of the Tiger Fake kick.
Meanwhile, Haste and Rosser are still brawling on the outside.
Stunner cutter! This could be it. Again, back into the crossface center of the ring. Rosser and Haste.
Rosser can't get there. Rosser can't get there to save him.
And no choice. Dante Griffith with no choice but to tap.
What a
ただいま
start.
19分48秒、シェイン・ヘイスト、レイリ組の勝利です。
What a start to this Academy Showcase. It's Academy Showcase number 4.
Let's call a spade, Marc Wazacha. Shane Haste and Rico stole this victory. But at the end of the day, in Rico's New Japan debut, the record books will have a big fat W. At the end of the day, heading into August 30th, New Japan Strong Capital Collision on New Japan World, Shane Haste has the momentum against two of CMLL's finest.
Haste and Rico, I'm not taking anything away from what they did and can do in the ring, but Haste and Rico clearly came in with a game plan, and it was to get into the heads of Rosser and Griffith. It was to irritate and agitate them and throw them off their game, and I think ultimately it did pay off. That game plan was the difference maker in this opening tag team match.
Yeah, ironically, against a man who is one half of the tag team dirty work, this was a dirty win for Rico and Haste, but a win is a win, especially with Capital Collision looming, especially here at NJPW Academy Showcase 4.
There's still trash talking going on here on the outside. Well, Rico's holding up the belt like he won it.
He's not Mikey Nichols.
He's not he's not the champ. Well, he's a cocky, confident young wrestler. Is Rico, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of him.
Seeing a lot more of Rico, seeing a lot more of this man, Dante Griffith. Fighting spirit indeed.
And there are tears in the eyes of Dante Griffith as Fred Rosser leads some love for his protege and student.
You did it, Dante. You did it. Of course, so much great action on tap here tonight, Marc. We will see the U.S. debut of Japanese sensation, Stardom's own Hanako.
I can't wait for that, Jordan.
But right now, more women's action in the form of Vipress versus Angie Savage.
第2試合シングルマッチ15分一本勝負を行います。
Now this one is very interesting to me, Marc, because this woman started wrestling at the beginning of this year, January of 2024. Nearly half of her professional career, she has been training here at NJPW Academy, a true blue chipper.
Originally from Orlando, Florida.
赤コーナー162センチ、ラ・ベレシタ、アンジー・サベージ。
She says she joined the academy to see what she's really made of. To be one of the best, you have to beat the best. In order to do so, I have trained to be. I have to be trained by the best.
And we know how much these coaches, these trainers get invested in these young wrestlers here. Fred Rosser, the TKC Kushida.
Here we have another New Japan Academy graduate, but not from this class, from a prior class.
That's
Again,
right.
impressing New Japan officials so much, she was invited back to compete at this showcase. A far cry from Angie Savage. She is a veteran of 8 years, so a decided experience edge in her corner.
She enters the ring for our second.
Our corner, Vipress!
And our first singles match of the
Referee Justin Bordeaux.
A viper is defined by the dictionary as any snake that is poisonous or believed to be poisonous. Angie Savage, wise to not get bit here tonight.
It's an appropriate moniker for her. You'll notice that her style is very quick. It's whip fast. She can suddenly strike at any time.
And she's very calculated, right? That's not to say she's a mean or an unkind person necessarily, but in that ring, once that bell rings, she is vicious. A switch flips, but Angie Savage not to be intimidated.
And these two, a nice headlock here. Great positioning.
Let me ask you, Marc, you talk about how Vipress has the experience edge. That much is clear as Angie Savage takes her off her feet with a shoulder block. But there is something to be said about the lack of, oh, hold on here, again. Control of the head, control of the neck.
Went right back to this. It's a fundamental move. It's a fundamental move for a reason it works.
There is a lack of homework that Vipress can do on her opponent. We talk about it all the time.
Yep.
Tape study, studying your opponent for weeks and months ahead of time, especially given the severity of this opportunity. Vipress doesn't have that luxury against Angie Savage, certainly not in the same way Angie does Vipress.
Such a good point, Jordan. And they're back and forth here so far with some solid technical wrestling. It's now Vipress who has the headlock locked in tight.
This is what we call the feeling out process. Having a good authority, I was competing. I was announcing the same show less than 24 hours ago in Oakland, California. So Vipress actually driving through the night here on very, very little sleep. A true road warrior schedule for her. Will be interesting to see if that in any way affects her competition or her stamina here tonight against Savage.
God, these are incredible athletes, and it's so often the case in professional wrestling that the wear and tear of the road becomes a factor in your matches, in your win-loss record.
You hear it so much. Cover here, shoulders down. The wear and tear is not so much from the strict and debilitating in-ring competition as it is time in cars, buses, planes, the lack of sleep, the unhealthy diet. Shoulders down here. But Vipress knows how much this opportunity means, certainly not taking Angie Savage lightly.
Jordan, you had mentioned August 30th, Capital Collision coming up in Washington, D.C. And we know now that Mercedes Moné, the strong women's champion, will be on that card.
Defending the gold, you know that Angie Savage and Vipress have the New Japan Strong Women's Championship in their periphery. I mean, how could you not? Competing here on the Lion Moon, training shoulders down here at the LA Dojo. That has to be the goal.
You're thinking about the Strong Women's Championship. You're thinking about the IWGP Women's Championship. And Mercedes Moné, by the way, has been in this very ring. She actually made an appearance at the previous camp and worked with many of the wrestlers.
Sunset flip from Angie Savage, shoulders down. Both of these women looking for a quick victory here in the early going. Vipress with a basement drop kick.
You know, I had seen a little bit of Angie Savage's work previous to this camp, and she was a brawler. She really was kicking, punching, scraping her way through matches. You can see the 10-week training camp, the effect it's had on her game.
You see
with
that,
all the technical wrestling she's
You
executing.
see that all the time. It's an excellent point, Marc. Here with the NJPW Academy, Fred Rosser, Kushida, the DKC, they make a real point to sharpen up the fundamentals of these athletes, things that they maybe forgot or maybe were never taught in the early going, the infancy of their wrestling training.
And the training is so intense here, working with these trainers. You're doing squats, fundamentals, conditioning, tape study, ring cardio, sprints out in the parking lot, Jordan.
It is debilitating, but as they say, Marc, no pain, no gain. And suffice it to say, each and every single one of the athletes, graduate or otherwise, competing on this showcase here tonight, they have wanted it, and they have put in the time and the effort and the energy to prove they have wanted it.
And if you want fans, if you want to keep track of what's going on here at the Academy, New Japan Academy on Instagram. You can see some of the training that's happening here. You can see some of the coaching that's happening here. Make sure to follow.
And if you're interested in competing at the next camp, the fall session begins September 16th. Details available. NJPW1972.com. It is Vipress in control of Angie Savage here. That experience edge paying dividends. Dare I say that mean streak paying dividends here. Cover. And a kick out.
We've got a wonderful, warm crowd here in the LA Dojo. Appreciate the fans being here as part of the live crowd, and it's worth noting, I mean, this is a school. This is a training center. It's very rare that the doors are open and fans are allowed in to watch live wrestling. So it's a magical and special event when it does happen. And
5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes.
these are, as we hit the 5-minute mark, and these are very, very exclusive seats in this small training center. It's tough to get in here, and I know that the fans who are here appreciate being here.
Angie off the ropes, gets caught by Vipress in the fireman's carry. Hold on. No! Drops her down, hooks the leg. Only a 2. I want to speak to what Takano said. 5 minutes have elapsed. That might not sound like a long time, Marc Wazacha, but there is a 15-minute time limit enforced in this matchup. That means we are a third of the way through. Whether or not Vipress or Angie Savage, defeat one another here, the match is over after 15 minutes.
And more great technical wrestling. I really appreciated on Vipress's cover, that deep cover she got on Angie Savage after her last big slam. You know, you see the experience, you see what 10 weeks in camp does. It teaches you not only the big things, but the little things, and how much the little things can matter in a victory or defeat.
The nuances, the minutia of professional wrestling, no lesson too small. As a chop lands the mark here. Spinning back fist. Waistlock here from Vipress. German suplex. I gotta say, despite the time limit, despite the call from ring announcer Shibata, Vipress is taking her time. The pace is methodical, and she has not let it get the best of her. Look at that, a chop from Angie Savage here.
Yes, a lot of times for young wrestlers, when they're early in their careers, they come up with a lot of frenetic energy, and it can be easy to make mistakes, but to your point, Jordan, that has not been the case here.
Angie Savage finding an opening all the same, knees to the face. And Vipress drops, but Savage has to capitalize, and indeed she does. Kick out from Vipress. Looking for a leg lock, and STF here, yes! Not quite center of the ring, but still a very, very long way between Vipress and that bottom rope, her only hope of reprieve.
Referee Justin Borden right in there, checking on, making sure that it's legal.
I believe Vipress biting the fingers of Angie Savage to escape there, Marc. Vipress sweeps the legs. Oh, hold on. Went for a knee strike, but Angie caught her. Now Vipress with her shoulders down. Only a 2. I want to point to the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background of Angie Savage, but
that's got to be all.
She taps.
Well, it's a smart thing to do.
ただのうち
When you get locked in there on bar.
It's ironic, I was making a point about Savage's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu experience, but ultimately, it was the mixed martial arts acumen of Vipress that secured her a victory here. Crossed arm breaker, and that was all she wrote.
Angie Savage had no choice but to quickly tap out there. She will come back and fight another day, but you don't want to break an arm this in the first year of your career. You can avoid it.
Take absolutely nothing away from Angie Savage. A gutsy performance, a technically sound performance here tonight, but deciding to live to fight another day.
Nice win by Vipress with that cross arm breaker. She takes a bow and gets some well-deserved applause from the audience here in Southern California in the LA Dojo.
We think about some of the women that we've seen come through the NJPW Academy program, the likes of Trisha Dora and Johnny Robbie. Even in its infancy, the sky is truly the limit here at NJPW Academy.
We're heading next into some more tag team action. Referee Chad Rico returning to the ring.
And Marc, I am very, very interested in the story of this matchup. It's not often that you get to call any competitor's proper professional wrestling debut. We had the pleasure of doing so with Zay and Jay, and boy, oh boy, will we get to him later.
Yeah.
But up next, not 1, not 2, not 3, But all 4 of these competitors making their proper debut as professional wrestlers here tonight in the cerulean blue.
It's going to be an honor to call this one. None of these 4 competitors will ever forget this match. Not for the rest of their careers, not for the rest of their lives. Ask any veteran, no matter how long they wrestle. Where was your first match? Who did you wrestle? Did you win or lose? They remember it vividly. That's the moment that we're all a part of right here, right now, on this Academy Showcase.
And here's the truth with Marc Wazacha. Most people don't debut at the King of Sports, New Japan Pro Wrestling.
177センチ、84キロ。ジェイコブ・ダンテ167センチ、69キロ。タイニー・チャイアント、アントニオ・リコス。
Of course, that is Jacob Judge with the gavel, self-explanatory, yes, I suppose. His tag team partner in the mask, Antonio Riccxs. Both of these men, as well as their opponents, traveling together in a carload cross-country from New York, relocating their entire life for the better part of 3 months just for this camp, just for this opportunity here tonight.
They left everything behind to be here with us right now.
And Marc, let me ask you, is it an advantage or a disadvantage to these competitors that they're facing friends, that they're facing companions, people who they've started their professional wrestling journeys with because they know each other so well? Or is it a disadvantage, again, because they know each other so well, because their opponents will be able to see so many things coming?
I think a great advantage that they've been training together here, that they've trained together at House of Glory in New York. But a disadvantage in that there are a lot of emotions in the relationships, the dynamics between them that can affect the outcome.
タフラブ、トミー・ハートフェルト170センチ、84キロ、オニックス・アマギ。
That is Onyx, Amagi in the green, Tommy Heartfelt with the tasseled jacket. You spoke to it. These men starting their journey as professional wrestlers, training under the legendary Amazing Red at House of Glory. I mean, talk about a combination of trainers. From the Amazing Red, a trailblazer of a style of wrestling, a style of independent wrestling, to the likes of Fred Rosser and Kushida and the DKC.
These guys are serious. The bell rings for their first ever professional wrestling match, and what an honor it is for us to have the opportunity to call it. It starts with a handshake.
It is Heartfelt and Riccxs starting us off with a collar and elbow tie-up. You know, they say sometimes that you hurt the ones you know, they hurt the ones you love even harder because you know they can take it. You know what they're made of, and frankly, you don't want to disrespect them by pulling their punches. That could very well be what we're seeing here.
I'm not great at math, Jordan, but 2 of these people are going to remember for the rest of their lives they won their first match, and 2 of them are going to remember we lost our first match.
I believe that's
team
correct.
Is coming out on top.
That's also half and 50%.
I'm lost.
A real standoff here again. These athletes have been dreaming of and moreover working towards this moment for so long. Cannot let the moment get the best of them. Shoulders down here. Ooh, Amagi, Riccxs looking for the kick here. But Heartfelt, he's not staggered. He didn't flinch.
He's a lover boy with tons of joy.
Looking to bring his tough love here tonight to the opposition, but a picture-perfect drop kick from Riccxs.
Really nice wrestling so far in this one. A little bit of caution as they're feeling each other out. And we got the tag, and Amagi is in for the first time.
The 20-year-old from Spanish Harlem has previously competed in folk-style wrestling, and it'll be very, very interesting to see how the training of the New Japan Academy gels with that folk-style background.
Right. There's sort of an honor code that exists in that style of wrestling. We'll see if that carries over to his wrestling here in the New Japan ring.
Amagi also suffers from rheumatoid arthritis, where the immune system attacks healthy joints, thus making it easier to get injured. A definitive Achilles heel, especially in the sport of professional wrestling. But it's not affecting him.
He's here to follow his dream, Jordan. It's remarkable.
Not affecting him thus far here, as Riccxs manages to evade the basement lariat. Freakish athleticism here from Riccxs.
This is all about dreams coming true for these 4 wrestlers.
And in for the first time comes Jacob Judge, Brooklyn, New York zone. Told us earlier on tonight his goals are to wrestle all around the world, and for as many companies as possible. In his eyes, the sky is the limit.
Yeah, and these guys are doing that, right? They've got training on the East Coast. They've got training here now on the West Coast. It's a tight headlock.
Mark, we talked about this earlier. These guys are friends.
Yeah.
They've traveled together, right? But eventually it had to come to this. This is not an exhibition. Cover here. Kick up from Amagi. This is their professional wrestling debut, and at a certain point, that friendship, that respect, that reverence has to take a back seat.
You want to impress the coaches, you want to impress the fans, you want to impress New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you want the win in their first tag team match of your life.
Very unorthodox offense there from Amagi, dropping down to his knees. Almost thought he was going for a back suplex there, but instead a variation on a backbreaker.
Yeah, and the shoulder drove into the lower back, and he's going to follow up on that and work that same area.
That's interesting strategy too, especially considering one of those shoulders is taped up, with the kinesio tape. So Amagi really throwing life and limb into this one.
Judge got way up high, up and over.
And Amagi got caught in the turnbuckle here. Judge looking for a choke, perhaps a sleeper here. Oh, manages to lock it in.
They are right in the center of the ring, too. They're nowhere near the ropes.
But Amagi able to escape and able to drill the elbow into the face, but the body scissors still cinched.
Nicely done by Jacob Judge. He's got a background in judo, Jordan, as well as his training in professional wrestling.
3 years as a judo practitioner for Judge, but right now, we might be looking for a bow and arrow here from Onyx Amagi. Look at this.
Can he get in there?
Twisting Jacob Judge like a pretzel. Yes, he can. And walking him over to tag team partner Tommy Heartfelt here. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen.
And maybe slightly humiliating. Are we going to see some double team?
Yes, we are. Tommy Heartfelt again giving some of that tough love. Jacob Judge at the cover, hooking the leg. And a kick out here.
Nice teamwork by Heartfelt and Amagi on that exchange.
Mark, we talk often about how poise and composure in a wrestling ring comes with time. It comes with experience. You learn to deal with difficulties and roadblocks and disrespect. None of these competitors have that luxury.
Kicker, 5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes.
Here from ring announcer Shibata, cover here. 5 minutes have elapsed. My question to you is, what do these competitors have to do to avoid seeing red, to keep their composure, to stay on their game, to stick to their game plan?
Right, I think part of it is preparation. You know, coming into this with the right mindset to stay focused and to try to stay on your game plan.
Amagi leveling Judge. Taking a moment to placate the crowd here. I'm not sure how wise that is. But staying right on top of him with a knee to the neck.
Big part of tag team wrestling is keeping your opponent on your side of the ring. Keep them as close to your corner as you can. They are right now doing that well. Heartfelt and Amagi are.
They call that cutting off the ring, and Jacob Judge indeed in the wrong part of town here. Hold on here. Giving him some room to breathe, if only for the moment, but really, really zeroing in. Amagi has clearly found a target in the form of the back and the neck of Jacob Judge.
I think Judge had a choice there, either to try to go over to the tag or mount some offense. He hesitated for just a moment and then mounted some offense.
And that
may have been a mistake.
Well, that's the inexperience coming into play here. Jacob Judge, if this wasn't such a big stage, if he had competed in a proper wrestling match before, maybe wouldn't have hesitated here, but didn't hesitate there, landed on his feet. Huge lariat, and now has to make the tag to Riccx here.
The judge got a good verdict on that move.
And Riccx is calling for it. Can he make it? Yes, he does! And in comes Heartfelt to meet him, the two freshmen.
Riccx has had all kinds of time to recover. And look at him go!
Springboard action! Off the ropes. Look at the speed, look at the explosivity here with the head scissors.
Absolutely incredible pace!
Cover! Hook of the leg, shoulders down, but only a 2.
24 years old, this tiny giant is here to prove, as we said, that size doesn't matter.
Not sure if it's just the gear or what, but certainly shades of his trainer. But it's Tommy Heartfelt catching him in midair, using his own speed and momentum against him. Picture perfect positioning for Heartfelt here.
A crowd here in the dojo appropriately appreciating this great fast-paced tag team action.
And in comes Amagi. Riccx still on the shoulders of Heartfelt, gets dropped down with a power slam.
Heartfelt and Amagi have functioned more efficiently as a team
Cover! Broken up by Judge.
than their opponents have in this match. And we will see if that's going to end up being the difference maker by the time this thing is said and done.
We talk about that a lot, Marc, right? It's one thing to be a great wrestler. That's all you have to worry about in a singles match. But in a tag team match, it doesn't matter if you're the better wrestler if you can't gel with your partner. It's all about who is the better tag team, who is willing to communicate and work together. And right now it's Riccx leveling Amagi with an enziguri.
Riccx got the arm in the ladies. Now here he goes, bring his man into his corner. Drags Amagi into the red corner, and he's going up high.
Cutting off the ring here, it's Riccx scaling the top. Oh, nobody home was looking perhaps for the double stomp, but Jacob Judge grabbing at the face of Amagi, instead gets leveled with another elbow. Misses the axe handle. And both Riccx and Judge take him down with a shoulder block.
And now we're seeing some double team from Judge and Riccx.
Cover here. Broken up by Heartfelt.
Tough Love barely got there.
But that is the key to success, Marc Wazacha. Hold on, Jacob Judge, maybe called his shot a little too early and Heartfelt made him pay.
He
Educated
telegraphed it.
feet.
And that's another thing that can happen when you know each other so well in the ring. You got to be careful not to anticipate and clue your opponent into where you're headed.
Well, if they didn't know each other well before, after 10 weeks here at the LA Dojo, here training under Fred Rosser at the NJPW Academy, they certainly do now. Nice reversal with the DDT from Riccx.
Yeah, he nailed it. If Riccx can capitalize here, wait a second.
Looking to capitalize, rolling through. Codebreaker there, and Heartfelt's out. But Amagi catches him.
Heartfelt's out, but he's not legal.
G-You-No Kugi. Cover. That's it.
The G-You-No Kugi,
ただいま
his
試
sort
合
of version of a
9分48
page
秒オリッ
turner.
クスアマギトビー・ハートフェルト組の勝
From
利で
Onyx
す
Amagi was enough for the victory here. Amagi and Heartfelt are your winners in this tag team debut for all four of these men.
トビー・ハートフェルトオリックスアマギ組の勝利です
And the show of respect between friends, between brothers. From the Big Apple all the way to the City of Angels, a dream chased and a dream realized here tonight. You said it yourself, Marc, what an honor to be a part of this moment. A future so bright, as bright as the California sun for all four of these blue chippers.
And we know what this means to all four of these men, and credit to them for coming out, to giving up their lives, for coming out here, for training, for pursuing their dream. A lot of people have dreams, not everybody goes after them. These four came to fulfill a dream here today.
第4試合シングルマッチ15分一本勝負を行います
And Marc, we talk about this carload from New York training under the Amazing Red at the House of Glory. Well, there's still one more to go.
Yes.
And he's competing up next in singles competition. His name, Raymond Bright. He's all about that MYD lifestyle, manifesting your destiny, and that is what he has done. Taking a chance on himself, moving his life across the country, and training here at the LA Dojo, here at the NJPW Academy, earning himself a singles match against the strong survivor.
It's going to be very difficult to manifest a victory here today against his opponent, who's become very experienced as of late in New Japan Pro Wrestling rings.
195センチ、84キロ、5スター、レイモンド・ブライト
His contemporaries, Dante, Griffith, Antonio Riccxs, Jaco Judge, Onyx Amagi, and Tommy Heartfelt unsuccessful. We're gonna bring a win home to Hog here tonight, but as you said, Marc, much easier said than done against this man. The current strong survivor, you gotta win it to stay in it, and Matt Vandagriff has won it against the likes of Buck Skinner, Barrett Brown, Goldie, Zane J, and most recently, Adrian Quest, with no sign of stopping.
赤コーナー、180センチ、93キロ、ストロングサバイバー、マット・バンダグリフ！
We used to call him the aerial chemist. Now when we see him, we think of two words. They're the two words you just said, Jordan. Strong survivor. What a standout graduate of the Academy Matt Vandagriff has been.
The bell sounds and we are underway, but Marc, I want to point out something that you brought to my attention earlier on tonight. Yes, Matt Vandagriff undefeated in New Japan Strong proper as of late.
Yes.
However, in his two previous appearances competing here at the LA Dojo on an NJPW Academy showcase, he's lost against the DKC and Kevin Knight in tag team competition at the inaugural showcase, then again against Rocky Romero at NJPW Academy Showcase 2. So, yes, there's nothing to be ashamed of losing against men of that caliber. That much is clear. However, there's something to be said about not being able to get the job done here at the dojo for whatever reason.
Is he jinxed in this room? Does he feel cursed in this room? Can he break that curse? If so, here today against 5-star Raymond Bright.
Raymond Bright, 5-star against the 5-0 Strong Survivor, looking to do everything he can to keep that curse going. But the athleticism of Vandagriff just unparalleled, shoulders down.
That's not just any sunset flip. He was up high, way over. The arm drags back and forth.
The height is incredible. The speed is incredible, shoulders down. With the backslide, reversed by Bright.
Onto the backslide.
Small package, perhaps. Bright, I'm not sure if Vandagriff kicked out of that or if Bright realized he didn't have all of it, but nevertheless, a fireman's carry from Vandagriff. Handspring, evaded by Bright. Ducks under. Leapfrog from Vandagriff. Oh! Freakish athleticism from Raymond Bright here.
Unbelievable action to start off this, our second singles match of the card. You know, no matter what happens here, Jordan, on August 30th in Washington, D.C. at Capitol Collision, there will be a Strong Survivor match. Matt Vandagriff will be in that match.
Vandagriff catching Bright in midair. It's not just the speed, he has added mass, and with mass comes power here, but Bright able to evade.
Look, oh! Caught him on the top of the head.
Bright with a nasty drop kick here.
I'll tell you what, when you came all this way, when you came across country, when you gave up everything to live Live your passion. You're not going to go down easy. And Raymond Bright took a shot to the top of the head and kept moving.
Well, hell, Marc, talk about August 30th, New Japan Strong Capital Collision in Washington, D.C., streaming exclusively on New Japan World. If Raymond Bright is able to eke out a victory here tonight against Matt Vandagriff, I'm no matchmaker, but you got to think that puts him in line for a potential strong survivor opportunity.
And it reminds me, not only is that true, Jordan, but the stakes for these wrestlers in all of these matches tonight and how important wins and losses are for them on this card so early in their career. Every win or every loss can mean so much.
When we talk about Shane Haste, nice neck breaker there from Vandagriff. One of the men that the former aerial chemist defeated en route to 5-0. Cover here. And a kick out from Bright. Zane J in recent months has traveled to Japan, currently training at the Japan Noge Dojo against some of the very, very best in the world. Someone who started his professional wrestling journey here in New Japan. No prior wrestling experience. Went through the beginner's course, went through the advanced course. Hell, we call this first ever match, Marc. That is what the New Japan Academy can do for you.
New Japan Academy graduates have been on New Japan Strong, AEW, Ring of Honor, CMLL, TNA Wrestling, TJPW, and more.
Cover. And a kick out from Bright.
The next camp starts September the 16th.
Once again, details available at NJPW Academy on Instagram, NJPW1972.com. But right now, it is all Vandagriff staying on top of Bright, digging that knee into the back here.
Vandagriff calm, cool, collected in this one. Bright has been very fiery, as you would expect.
There's something to be said, Marc, about the Strong Survivor Series as a competition, as a motivator, dare I say, for Matt Vandagriff. If he loses that Strong Survivor Series, he's out. Now, I would say he's impressed me enough to potentially earn a spot on the regular New Japan roster, but again, I'm not a matchmaker. There are no guarantees. The New Japan Strong roster is as stacked as it has ever been. So for Matt Vandagriff, as he opens up the gear,
he unzipped the gear of Bright,
delivering a chop to the skin here. My point, Marc, is that Matt Vandagriff has to remain determined. He cannot get complacent. The second he loses that Strong Survivor opportunity, potentially, in his mind at least, he's out the door in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's right. Vandagriff was part of the very first NJPW Academy camp here at the LA Dojo. And now as we are here at the 4th Academy Showcase, I feel like he may just be enjoying schooling the new student here in Raymond Bright.
Yeah, it's an unusually aggressive Matt Vandagriff here. I've previously seen him against members of the Strong roster like DKC, Kevin Knight, and Rocky Romero. It's the first time we've seen him against a fellow member of an NJPW camp.
Well, I remember getting bullied when I was a freshman in high school by the seniors. Right? That's part of the role that Vandagriff, I think, is playing here.
I'm sorry, man. That's a ball. Wow! Sandwiched between the post. Matt Vandagriff throwing his entire body weight to Raymond Bright.
It's, of course, a 20 count here on the outside in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Regardless, Vandagriff comes in and breaks the count.
Vandagriff's a smart wrestler. He is staying ahead of the curve, staying ahead of the game. He's only caught with offense on the outside from Raymond Bright and he'll be unable to.
God, we're so excited for that August 30th show in Washington, D.C. Capital Collision.
7.
Be available on NJPWWorld.com.
In addition to Matt Vandagriff looking to go 6-0 in the Strong Survivor Series, we will see Gabe Kidd defend the New Japan Strong Openweight Championship against Leo Rush. Hold on, Vandagriff from the top, thinking frog splash, but Raymond Bright gets the knees up.
I think he may have taken too much time. He's been playing with his food, he's been toying with Bright, and he may have just waited a little too long there, and Bright out of desperation, got the knees up.
Vandagriff made this personal. I have to question if it's maybe because of his lack of success here in the dojo. He has that extra chip on his shoulder, that extra proverbial fire under his ass to prove that he can win here in the place that his New Japan journey began. Looking for the shot here, but Raymond Bright catching his hands, using his entire weight, his entire mass to stop Vandagriff. Off the ropes, big lariat! Jumping in mid-air, Marc.
The follow-up is going to be key here. Bright has to seize the opportunity that he's just presented for himself with that clothesline and keep the offense coming.
And down comes the gear. Vandagriff may have created a monster here. Kick to the gut, knee to the face. Sending Bright against the ropes, but Bright reverses the momentum. Vandagriff under.
Raymond Bright says he envisioned a future for himself. He pictured this, he manifested this, and can he manifest the win over Matt Vandagriff and launch his career to the next level?
Is this Bright's destiny? Vandagriff says no, ducks the kick, but Bright does one of his own and a flat liner to Vandagriff. But as you said, Marc, it's all about the follow-up. He has to crawl over, and he does. Hook of the leg, but a kick out barely at 2 there. That has to be devastating and demoralizing if you're Raymond Bright.
The crowd getting behind him here now, cheering him on. It's tough not to root for this young man.
Not even a proper Academy graduate, a member of the beginners class, and he's coming this close to beating the strong survivor. This is unreal.
He says he wants to inspire others to follow their dreams. And with inspiration, oh, it gets caught by Vandagriff.
Vandagriff may be looking to turn his dream into a nightmare here, but Raymond Bright will not go quietly into this long night. Step up kick, and Vandagriff staggered. Waist lock. Vandagriff breaking out, using that size, using that power, waist lock of his own, but it's Bright escaping.
In his other matches, as we mentioned, it was Kevin Knight, it was the DKC, it was Rocky Romero that defeated Vandagriff. Did he expect this type of competition from Raymond Bright?
Tiger fake kick in the corner. I think it's fair to say that Vandagriff may have underestimated Raymond Bright, but right now, a moonsault lands at his feet. Saw it coming, followed through.
No, I thought that might be all. Matt Vandagriff is absolutely relentless. He just doesn't stop.
Vandagriff may have underestimated Raymond Bright previously, but I want to make an amendment. He's not underestimating him now.
10分経過 10 minutes have passed 10 minutes.
What an action-packed first 5 minutes of this one.
Butterflying the arms perhaps is Vandagriff. But again, a reversal here from Bright, an arm drag of sorts. Ducks under.
Wow!
Spinning Michinoku! Wow! So close, Marc. It's not horseshoes, it's not hand grenades, but man, that was close.
Perfectly executed by 5-star Raymond Bright, coming to get him some here on the Academy Showcase.
And he's taking a big risk here, especially against an opponent as athletically inclined as Vandagriff, scaling the top. Frog splash! Cover! No!
Inches away after that beautiful frog splash by 5-star.
Marc, we gotta point out, Raymond Bright was not originally scheduled to face Matt Vandagriff. He was gonna face his coach, the DKC. On 48 hours notice, he found out he'd be facing the strong survivor, and this is the performance he's turning in.
He says he wants to live a life of substance and quality. He's wrestling a match of substance and quality right here today.
Said MYD, but his destiny may have been to get dropped by Vandagriff. Oh! Gnarly kick once again. He's out cold. Brain buster, that's it.
Matt Vandagriff has his first win in an Academy Showcase.
ただいま11分48秒マット・バンダグリフ選手の勝利です。
Incredible victory here for Matt Vandagriff. As you said, Mark, his first here in the LA dojo. But this was anyone's game. Take nothing away from Vandagriff. But on any other night, I think the Duke may have belonged to Raymond Bright. What a performance.
I don't think that Vandagriff expected the level of competition that he got from Raymond Bright.
And he's got something to say.
Yeah, he's got the microphone now. I know that Vandagriff can be cocky. And as I like to say on these shows,
I'm using the mic. It's too damn easy being me when you're this damn good. When is New Japan, when's the Academy gonna actually give me a challenge?
wow.
I've been undefeated for nearly a year on New Japan Strong. Good, you guys can listen. Washington, D.C., August 30th. For the love of God, bring me someone worth my while. Bring me someone that's gonna give me an actual challenge. Because when I show up, I show out. So whoever it is, you better come ready. Because if not, I'm putting you out.
Strong words from a cocky, strong survivor.
I appreciate his confidence, but I think he did get a challenge here from Raymond Bright on this Academy showcase. And he better be careful what he wishes for, because I'm sure New Japan officials will be listening. And somebody is going to wrestle Matt Vandagriff on August the 30th at Capital Collision.
Only time will tell. We know we will see HANAKO compete on August 30th, Capital Collision in Washington, D.C. But before that, Mark, we have the pleasure of seeing her U.S. debut here tonight in the LA Dojo.
So many firsts tonight, and this is another one.
And making her debut against a former NJPW Academy graduate, a woman we last saw at NJPW Academy Showcase 3 in a losing effort, albeit an impressive losing effort against the petite powerhouse, Wazacha.
The wrestling world has been noticing the spark coming from this competitor, as we're looking forward to what should be a fascinating singles match.
Okona,
The Spark, Jada Stone, is back in the LA Dojo. She's back at the Academy Showcase. She was with us for Academy Showcase 3. Another shot at victory here in Academy Showcase 4.
Jada just passed her 2-year anniversary as a professional wrestler. I think it's fair to say it is rare that she has the experience edge in any given match. However, that is the case against her opponent, 23 years old, less than 2 years as a professional wrestler, and making her debut in the good old US of A here tonight. All 5'11" of HANAKO.
Akakura, Saddam, Onyx speed, 181センチ、75キロ。現役日本最高身長女子レスラー、HANAKO!
Will the size difference be the deciding factor in this singles match between HANAKO and Jada Stone?
Referee Rico to officiate. He sounds for the bell. And we are underway. I mean, the size disparity is something to behold. Talk about David versus Goliath, Marc Wazacha.
And that bell ringing signifies the beginning of Hanako's international excursion. This is her first match on the excursion, and we're honored that it's taking place here in the LA Dojo.
Muscling Jada Stone into the ropes here. Again, those ropes are hard steel cables. They do not feel pleasant to have your back pressed against, especially against an opponent. The strength and power of Hanako.
Yeah, and we're already seeing her use the leverage, use the size advantage.
Jada Stone ducks under, gonna have to rely on that speed. Gonna have to rely on that quickness.
Yeah, she's called the Spark for a reason. She can be very, very fast moving. She knows how to stick and move, but it's gonna be a crucial part of her game plan. She's gonna have to use those skills to have any chance of beating Hanako here today.
Spark stands for superior, passionate, athletic, resilient, and kick your butt. You're saying she has to rely on the A and the R here tonight, Marc.
Yes, and the other letters might come in handy as well.
A bit of a gun show here from Jada Stone, not intimidated, at least not visibly, by Hanako, who is calling for a test of strength. I don't know if that will work.
I don't know if Jada can get well.
Some mind games here from Hanako, but Jada Stone, not to be disrespected, stomping at the foot, cutting her down to size here.
Tight headlock, keeping Hanako low. Not a bad strategy if you can keep her there.
Hanako, of course, a member of E Nexus V in Stardom. Taken down here by Jada Stone. In the early going, center of the ring, she has looked so impressive in her native Japan. But I gotta ask you, Marc, what does it do for a competitor to compete on an entirely different continent? You talk about jet lag, you talk about culture shock.
There's a tradition of the excursion in Japanese professional wrestling. Right? When a young lion or a young Japanese professional wrestler leaves Japan, travels around the world, wrestles in different cultures, in different promotions, in different countries.
Beautiful Boston Crab cinched in here from Hanako. Jada Stone may have no choice but to tap. You're right, the signature of the young lion.
That's right.
Think about Angus Leg Strong and Hex. Look at this, Jada Stone, shoulders down, looking to steal it, using Hanako's own momentum, wisely using her size against her, Marc. You were saying.
And people have already been calling Hanako a potential ace of Stardom, her home promotion in Japan. It's a lot of pressure, but it also indicates the bright future they see for her.
Right now it's Jada Stone taking the ace down, rolling through, but gets caught, nobody home, and Hanako splash.
Big splash in the corner. Both the game plans are exactly what they thought they would be. Hanako using the power, using the size, using the leverage, and Jada Stone trying to stick and move as much as she can, trying to wrap her opponent up, but it's been tough to keep Hanako in any type of submission maneuver.
You say big splash. Everything this woman does is big. Just a mastodon, man, especially against Jada Stone. Big splash. Cover the leg, yes. Only a 2. If you're Jada Stone, you are down. You cannot go to the top rope. You cannot handspring off the ropes. You cannot roll out of dodge. When Hanako has the leverage advantage here, when you are down, what do you have to do to get out of this situation?
She's got to try to use her speed. That's going to be her best possible advantage.
It's much easier said than done, right? How can you use your speed when you're cut down to size, when you're flat on your back?
You know, there's a tradition here at the dojo as Hanako comes off the ropes. Big head of steam!
Double knees to the back. Cover. And a kick out.
I really appreciate how she keeps going for the cover, Jordan. As soon as she can end this one, she wants to end this one. She's not here to toy around with Jada Stone in the first match of her excursion.
She does not get paid by the hour, does Hanako. No doubt has her eyes set on Mayu Iwatani in the IWGP Women's Championship, Mercedes Monet, and the Strong Women's Championship. Of course, we'll see the CEO in action August 30th, Capitol Collision, Washington, D.C.
Hanako and Mercedes Monet have both been announced for that card. They will be appearing.
In addition, we will see IWGP World Heavyweight Champion
Kick out.
Tetsuya
5 minutes
Naito,
pass, 5
Hiroshi
minutes.
Tanahashi, Tomohiro Ishii, David Finlay, the grizzled young veteran, Zack Sabre Jr. head-to-head with Titan. So much to look forward to. I don't think Hanako was looking forward to that kick. Jada Stone up and over, rolls through. Oh, big knee strike of her own. Calling her stupid here as she lands the basement drop
She's
kick.
always been a loud professional wrestler. She loves to talk trash at her opponent during her matches, and it gets in their heads.
Missile drop kick into the cover. And a kick it from Hanako. Again, it's not cockiness if you can't back it up, Marc. In 2 years, barely 2 years into her journey as a professional wrestler, Jada Stone can back it up.
Even with the language barrier, I can't imagine that Hanako appreciates getting screamed at during the middle of this competition.
We spoke to it earlier with Ray, Rico, and Fred Rosser. Hold on, maybe thinking spark stunner, but Hanako
had it
counter backbreaker. Hanako's clearly done her homework here, Marc.
She saw that spark stunner coming and caught her, and now again, look, lift her up into the lights.
Thinking JP coaster, passed down to Hanako here, but Jada Stone instead hung out to dry. Hanako maybe thought she didn't have full control of the torture rack, decided to readjust her strategy.
Jada is caught in a very bad part of town. She's got to get out of there.
Much easier said than done. Once again, Hanako thinking suplex, but Jada Stone reverses into a DDT. Will it mean 1, 2, 3? No.
2.5. There is a tradition, Jordan, of taking a photo in front of the dojo. There's a sign out front. And when Hanako took that picture at 6 feet tall, she towered over that sign. Really remarkable.
She is massive. A massive woman is Hanako. And using that size here again, going for a suplex. Or perhaps a brain buster of sorts.
Right in the center.
Cover. And a kick out from Jada. Again, less than 2 years as a professional wrestler. Already knows to go towards the center. Keep Jada away from the ropes. The ring positioning is something that it comes with time. Not for Hanako. Not for the 23-year-old prodigy.
Again, Jada got a knee to the head. What a counter!
Listen, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective. And now Jada Stone, center of the ring herself, with the crossface locked in.
Doesn't matter how big you are, if it's locked in tight, you may have to submit.
Hanako using that power, just deadlifting Jada Stone.
Raw power.
Again, not pretty, but damn effective. And curiously, not going for a cover. She wants to deal more damage here.
She's been very persistent up until now in going for a cover every time she was able to hit a big offensive move. But this time, she's going for something else.
She wants to hit that JP coaster once again, but Jada Stone had it scouted this time. Went to the well one too many times, and now Stone maybe thinking backslide?
I don't know about that strategy.
Lands on her feet, super kick. Hell, it worked out pretty well for her in the end. Shot to the chest, a nasty thud, even through the gear. Big forearm. Looking for the Irish whip, but Hanako too big, too strong here, Marc.
She reversed it with one arm.
Oh! She got her. Suckering her in is Jada Stone, and now calling for the end from the top. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's the spark, but no water in the pool.
Hanako out of the way, and boom with the big boots. She got enough of it and continues on the offense here. Here it is, Jordan.
JP Coaster. Oh, she gets it.
This has got to be all.
And it is. What a win for Hanako, her first in the
9
USA.
分17秒花子選手の勝利です
Hanako wrestled one match outside of Japan previous to this in Taiwan. This is otherwise her first match anywhere else in the world.
ただし花子選手の勝利です
And her excursion has begun with a victory. What does the future have in store in Stardom? In the world of professional wrestling,
We will see her August 30th in Washington, D.C. at New Japan Strong Capital Collision. A valiant effort from Jada Stone, but Marc, if I'm Hanako's opponent, August 30th in D.C., I am quaking in my boots watching this one from home. Chorus edition. In addition, we will see New Japan Strong Openweight Champion Gabe Kidd defend against hometown boy Leo Rush.
Gabe Kidd has become a monster as of late.
Yeah, you can say that. I was here at the press conference with him and Eddie Kingston. TMDK defending strong openweight tag team gold against Hechicero and Virus. The grudge match between Fred Rosser and Filthy Tom Lawler against the West Coast Wrecking Crew. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Titan. But I'm getting ahead of myself, Marc, because we still got one more to go here tonight.
Gosh, what a fantastic card we've seen so far, but it is time.
An Academy graduate of this class, and clearly a favorite of the SoCal faithful. But will hometown pride and hometown fervor be enough to win him a victory in this, his New Japan Pro Wrestling debut?
Allan 165センチ79キロネチャーキラーウィケット
Marc, this is special for Wickett. He is not a former graduate, he is a current graduate. And it only took 10 weeks for New Japan officials to be so impressed by him and his body of work that they secured him a main event spot here at an Academy showcase. That is unprecedented.
From Riverside, California.
From the Wickett side of Riverside.
That's right. And his opponent is also from the great state of California.
Certainly not the same hometown love, the same support. Bit of a mixed reaction for Allan Breeze here, who we saw last at NJPW Academy Showcase 3. Joined forces with CJ Tito in a losing effort to the Krusty Crew, and he told us that he saw it as a failure, despite how much it impressed New Japan officials.
赤コーナー175センチ90キロ
Allan Breeze is back in the dojo and back at the showcase, and this time he is absolutely determined to come out victorious. And this time he's in the main event.
Justin Bolte.
He said, not only didn't I win, I feel like I didn't showcase what I learned enough. I let my coaches down.
Wow.
And to feel that way
Right.
after his performance at Academy Showcase 3, I mean, this guy holds himself to a high standard, Marc Wazacha.
That's right.
The bell sounds, and we are underway with our main event.
Main event of the Academy Showcase number 4. We have talked all throughout this card on what main eventing the Academy Showcase has meant to so many of the main eventers in our previous 3 Academy Showcases. Trish Adora in that first ever main event. We see her in AEW, we see her in ROH.
We see her in New Japan Strong.
We see her, of course, in New Japan Strong. Matt Vandagriff, we talked about extensively the success he has been having. Zane J training in Japan right now after main eventing the last Academy Showcase. This is a spot on the card that can change your career.
But here's the thing, Marc Wazacha. It is not just enough to be in this spot. If you want to guarantee that success, you need a win in this spot. And that is what Breeze and Wickett are vying for here tonight.
These two men know each other well. I think that's evident from the grappling and the mat wrestling we're seeing so far, the quick back and forths. They know each other well. They respect each other.
Marc, Allan Breeze telling us earlier on tonight that he traveled each and every single week to NJPW Academy classes with Wickett. Before that, they wrestled countless times across the independent scene here in Southern California, shoulders down, only a 2. And even before that, Allan Breeze telling us that when he started as a professional wrestler, he looked up to Wickett. He wanted to be like Wickett, be in the position that Wickett was in, but now the tables have turned.
And that makes you want the win even more because you respect your opponent so much, because you know how good they are. you know what it means if you can beat them. And I think that's how, I know that's how Allan Breeze feels. I'm sure that's how Wickett feels as well.
I mentioned it last time at NJPW Academy Showcase 3. Allan Breeze, for much of his career, has been a, shall we say, fun-loving wrestler. He has brought a pool noodle to ringside. He has enjoyed the fanciful frivolity of the sport of professional wrestling. That's out the window. He's not the silly guy. He's not the funny guy anymore. He wants to prove that he is a ranked amateur wrestler for a reason, and he has the fighting spirit to get it done in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Likewise, Wickett doesn't want to just be boxed in as a luchador. He is a fully formed professional wrestler.
Allan Breeze can show us tonight that he's more than just a guy with a noodle. Oh.
Really, really evenly matched here in the early going. It's called a feeling out process for a reason, Marc Wazacha, especially with two men like Allan Breeze who know and respect each other so much.
I just want to mention the focus of both of these wrestlers so far. They are locked in this one. I'm reminded that Wickett once said this is his addiction. Wrestling, not drugs, not alcohol, this. You can feel a level of an intensity from both of these wrestlers in the opening few minutes of this main event.
Allan Breeze using that size to muscle Wickett down. I mean, we talk about the respect. We're not seeing it here, Marc. Slapping the head.
Well, you know, there's so much on the line. The stakes are so high for both of these wrestlers. The emotions can boil over. Especially when things are so evenly matched. Neither guy really getting advantage of the other so far. It's frustrating, and we're seeing some of that frustration.
Well, we spoke to it earlier with our House of Glory tag team match, right? All four men making their debut. Sometimes you punch your opponent, I should say you punch your friend even harder because you know he can take it, because you respect him that much more. Allan Breeze flinching, and Wickett none too pleased.
He's backing off, though, Wickett is. I think this is a sign of the mutual respect they have for each other. He backed off, didn't try to attack Breeze on the mat, said, come on back up.
Well, Marc, it's that, and you also don't want to rush into anything, right? Especially someone as explosive and fast-paced as Wickett. He knows all it takes is that moment for Allan Breeze to sweep a leg or grab an arm or cinch in a submission hold. He doesn't want to give him that opportunity, at least while he's fresh.
I always wonder when two wrestlers know each other so well like these two do. Is there some move I've learned that you don't know I've learned, that I'm saving for this moment, that I'm saving for this main event? Can one surprise the other in some way to pull out a victory?
What have they learned in their 10 weeks at the NJPW Academy? What have Fred Rosser and the DKC and Kushida taught him? Maybe this. Unorthodox offense, uncharacteristic offense, I should say, from Allan Breeze, taking Wickett down. And looking very composed while doing so. Excuse me, Marc.
5 minutes have passed. 5 minutes.
Day here in August in Southern California was 92 degrees today. And the temperature, always an additional factor when you're wearing a mask.
Allan Breeze muscling Wickett down. Keeping control of the mask, control of the hair here, but Wickett sends him against the ropes. Off the ropes, lands on his feet. Incredible athleticism. Gets caught by Breeze, but again finds a way out. Sends him into the ropes, sends him into the corner, excuse me. Up and over. And a big encenary kick caught with the axe handle. Allan Breeze saw it coming. Again, Marc, these two know each other so well. Hold on, Wickett was looking for that Wickett's world in the early going. Looking to put Breeze away quickly, but a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker levels Wickett.
The knee went right into the center of the spine, and Wickett may have been feeling some nerve effects there. He was moving his hand as if he maybe couldn't, losing some feeling in it.
Yeah, the back, the spine is so paramount to the entire body, especially as an athlete, especially as a professional wrestler.
Wickett has a really fascinating combination of great lucha-style offense, but also there's just a darkness to him that sort of permeates his aura, and you can't help but feel it.
Yeah, there is a primal, dangerous energy to Wickett.
Yes.
It's tough to articulate, it's tough to describe, but there is a decided it factor. I gotta think it's part of the reason why New Japan officials have given him this opportunity against Allan Breeze.
There we go.
Back and forth they go. Friendship out the window. Hundreds of miles in the car. Dozens of hours here at the LA Dojo. Years and years of friendly warfare on the independent scene. All out the window. This is the king of sports. This is New Japan Pro Wrestling glory at stake.
And who can impress the New Japan officials? Who can make their mark on the lion, Marc?
Allan Breeze damaged his own arm, looking for that strike. Will be interested to see if that comes into play, but manages to drop Wickett all the same. This is a different type of Allan Breeze.
So serious.
So focused, even more so than we saw at NJPW Academy Showcase 3.
Agreed.
I talked about how the noodle was gone, the silliness was gone, but he's taken it even up another level.
I don't know if that came through to our fans at home, but Allan Breeze was trash-talking the audience here.
You think Allan Breeze is maybe thrown off a little bit by the popularity of Wickett?
I think that he has resentment and bitterness from that loss the last time he was in this ring, and I think that's certainly part of what's carrying over here.
Or perhaps feels like these people only love him if he's a clown, if he has the pool noodle, if he dances around, wants to be revered and respected for his professional wrestling.
Really nice drop kick.
Cover. A kick out from Wickett. Breeze with the size advantage, though I'm not sure if he has the power advantage. Something that always impresses me in calling Wickett's matches is the way he's able to blend that high-flying lucha libre agility with an uncharacteristic, a deceptive strength, a deceptive power. Dangerous place to be here, Marc. Nasty uppercut, clubbing shot to the back. Another drop kick. Not sending Wickett to the outside, instead strung out on the apron. Cover. And a kick out.
Breeze has been in control for quite a while now.
Yes.
And Wickett is gonna have to find a way to get in here with something and turn the tide in this one, because he cannot let Breeze stay this focused on offense. Breeze is gonna come out on top.
And indeed on top of Wickett now, quite literally. Submission hold cinched in, squeezing Wickett's head like a grape. Hey Marc, if you're Wickett, what do you have to do to get on top here? What do you have to do to turn this defense into offense?
He's got to get out of a horizontal position first and foremost, which either means getting the ropes or fighting your way up. And he's got to be able to make use of some of his high-flying moves.
Difficult to make use of those high-flying moves while grounded, while Allan Breeze digs the hammer and anvil elbows into the chest.
10 minutes have passed. 10 minutes.
As we hit the 10-minute mark in this one, Breeze knows where he wants him. This is where he wants him. He wants him right here. Locked in a chin lock, down on the mat. I'm not going to let you up. I'm going to grind you down and eventually get the win.
Clubbing away. Again, Wickett nearly managed to regain a vertical base, but all it took was one shot from Allan Breeze to take him down.
I gotta show them the reality of this.
Again, it's a very fine line, Marc, but it's a line all the same. It's one thing to want to win. It's one thing to throw friendship out the window. But at this point, Allan Breeze is throwing respect out the window. He is mocking Wickett here, and Wickett's not going to take it.
And mocking our fans to a degree to which I just did not expect out of Allan Breeze.
Hold on! Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Wickett just unmasked!
He just ripped his mask off, Jordan. He did that. Wickett just ripped his own mask off.
Marc, for those unfamiliar with Wickett, this is not a regular occurrence. I have never seen this man unmasked in my life.
He wrestles with his mask on. I do not believe he has ever been unmasked before.
Certainly not publicly, certainly not in a ring.
Allan Breeze couldn't believe it. I thought his eyes were going to pop out of his head.
We talk about evolution, we talk about metamorphosis, needing to change and evolve to reach that next level. Wickett taking drastic measures here.
And it's working in terms of giving him an influx of energy. Big lariat, go for the cover.
Wickett removes the mask and in kind finds a second wind cover. And a kick out. The LA Dojo has become unglued here, Marc Wazacha.
There was a moment where Wickett held before he went for that cover, and I think if he had gone there right away, it could have made the difference, but this is a remarkable
I'm in awe, man. Yeah, this is crazy.
I don't know I've ever in my life seen a masked wrestler tear his mask off and reveal his face to the world in the middle of a match like this.
Appropriately enough, shades of the legendary Kishin Liger,
Wow.
the darker alternate personality of the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger.
And Wickett is firmly in control now.
Cover!
That time right to the cover, but not enough.
Something about removing that mask, something about revealing his face to the faithful here at the LA Dojo, to Allan Breeze himself.
There was no way that Allan Breeze ever thought as he prepared for this match, for one moment, maybe Wickett will tear his mask off. It has thrown him off his game.
It's an excellent point, Marc Wazacha. How much of this was to fire up Wickett himself, and how much of this was to take Allan Breeze off his game? Whatever it is, it's working.
Breeze has been lost in this one since the mask came off, but wait!
Wickett looking for Wickett's world, but Breeze caught him. Gut wrench powerbomb into the cover. No, not enough.
But finally, Breeze was able to stop the forward momentum of the unmasked and exposed Wickett.
That was a Hail Mary from Allan Breeze, a desperation play. And Wickett knows it, landing on his feet into the waist lock. But Breeze sends him into the corner. Wickett again using that agility, landing on his feet.
God, he's fast. Boom! Nailed it right in the center.
Wickett's gonna do it. He's gonna beat Allan Breeze.
Almost. So close.
Holy
but referee
moly.
Justin Borden says it's 2.
I mean, Marc, that was close, man. I thought he had it.
Just centimeters away, millimeters maybe.
I might sound crazy here, Marc, but it's almost like the second the mask came off, Wickett got faster, he got stronger, he got more precise, so symbolic for the Lucha Killer here.
It was like a jolt of energy, and he's been nearly unstoppable since that moment.
Well, Allan Breeze looking to stop the unstoppable here. Flurry of forearm strikes. Spinning back fist, but nobody home. Enziguri kick drops Breeze.
Wickett energized, moving.
No! Went for the springboard cutter, but Breeze caught him in the neck.
We said they know each other so well. They know each other so well in and outside of the ring. Follows up on the neck.
Knee meet neck. Shoulders down. No!
15分経過 15 minutes have passed 15 minutes
15-minute mark.
Credit,
15 minutes.
yes, credit where credit is due. We are halfway through the time limit. Allan Breeze was thrown off from the mask being removed. How could you not be? But he has recovered and recuperated and re-strategized very, very quickly here, Marc.
Really appreciated him following up on the neck with that offense. Very smart, veteran-like move from Allan Breeze. And you're right, Jordan, he's able to will himself back into this one after getting over the initial shock of the unmasking.
They are slugging it out like their damn life depends on it, because Marc, it does. This is the cerulean blue, this is the king of sports, this is New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Allan Breeze caught Wickett slipping.
Maybe out of desperation, he's taking him to the outside. They're up on the apron now.
Dangerous place to be, the hardest part of the ring canvas. Big drop kick.
He caught him right in the mush, smacked him in the mouth with that drop kick.
And Wickett's looking to fly. Oh! from Wickett. Wickett spilling to the outside.
The second to the floor. Get him inside and pin him, Wickett.
This is Wickett's opening. This is his moment. Can he do it? No! Wow.
But Allan Breeze is not going to go quietly. In his first ever main event on a New Japan Academy showcase.
Marc, Wickett was looking for Wickett's world, and Breeze
just
crumpled.
collapsed.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that was of his own volition. Perhaps it was. Perhaps playing possum. Looking to steal it. No. Went for the big kick.
Get him counter.
Rolled him up, but still not enough. Went for the double foot stomp.
Nice
Sunset
flip.
Back and forth we go, trading momentum. This time it was Wickett going for that arm strike. Nobody home. Shoulders down again. Breeze did it! Breeze did it! Breeze did it!
Breeze pulled it out!
ただいま試合17分39秒アラン・ブリー選手の勝利です
Allan Breeze came here tonight with something to prove. He failed. He let his coaches down. He let his fans down. He let himself down. Tonight was make or break. It was now or never. And he proved that in his mind, his heart, and in his words, he is the new quarterback of the NJPW
ただいま試
Academy.
合アラン・ブリー選手の勝利です
Marc, take nothing away from Wickett.
An absolutely impressive showing. We were talking about what the main event has meant on the New Japan Academy showcases. And did these men truly belong in this main event? Allan Breeze victorious. Wickett earned his spot in this match though. An excellent showing from both wrestlers here.
These men went through this journey together. Every week, multiple times a week, they would make the car ride here to the LA Dojo. Over an hour, sometimes over 2. And it all comes down to this. Allan Breeze, the better man here tonight, but both of these men better wrestlers after this course.
And hang on, and Allan Breeze has the microphone.
Testing 1, 2 First and foremost I want to thank all you guys for coming out to the NJPW Academy showcase. Thank you. In more than 2 hours, I've been busting my butt to improve my wrestling. For those unaware, so often I was seen as a joke. Allan Breeze is a funny man, but today I stand in front of you as the man. But I got a bone to pick with a certain person in the back who decided to make this showcase about himself. We came here to show our hard work. We didn't come to listen to some idiot talk about he needs a challenge. I will do that. So if you want a challenge, how's this sound, everyone? Washington, D.C., August 30th, Allan Breeze, 101 with Matt Vandagriff.
How about it, Jordan?
I like the sound of that. The question is, how does the strong survivor feel?
Who's this guy think he is? Vandagriff has not left the building. Well, we might get a look at it early. Here they go, nose to nose.
A preview of the Capital Collision kickoff live from Washington, D.C., August 30th.
NJPWworld.com is where you go to watch it.
Will Matt Vandagriff go 6-0? Or will Allan Breeze break the streak and become the second strong survivor? Only time will tell.
The streak can't last forever. Somebody's got to be the person to become the second, the next strong survivor. And is that him? Is it Allan Breeze? We'll find out on August 30th at Capital Collision.
Fans, we thank you so much for joining us once again, live from the LA Dojo. I've been Jordan Castle. He's been Marc Wazacha. We will see you next time, August 30th in Washington, D.C. for New Japan Strong Capital Collision. Again, exclusively on New Japan World. Gabe King versus Leo Rush for the openweight gold. TMDK versus Hechicero and Virus for the strong openweight girl gold. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Titan. The West Coast Wrecking Crew versus Dirty Work in a grudge match. Hanako makes her New Japan Strong debut. Mercedes Moné, Tetsuya Naito, and so much more.
It's stacked, Jordan. It's a stacked card.
We will see you then. Until next time, Jordan Castle, Marc Wazacha, New Japan Academy Showcase. Next classes starting September 16th.
NJPW Academy at the LA Dojo. Looking to start your journey or add to your existing knowledge? NJPW Academy is the place to be. There's only one place to get New Japan Strong, and that's the NJPW Academy. Head to NJPW1972.com for more information.
I want you for NJPW Academy.